Dante Reid, and I'm a quarterback. Right now, I'm kind of indecisive though. Could be anything.
So I know you had an injury this past semester. Can you kind of talk about how that happened and how it affected you right away?
Yeah. It was towards the end of spring ball. We're coming up on the last week, and uh, I was trying to join the basketball team, and there was an open gym, and so I played a little bit with the guys and got a good feeling like playing with them. And afterwards, I just did a little extra work, and I went up for a dunk and got rim ejected, and the force from like getting rim ejected caused my body to twist in the air, and so when I came down, uh, it wasn't like I landed awkward or anything. It's just the force from everything and hitting the ground just kind of caused my leg to give out on me, and like immediately, like I knew something was wrong. Like I was sitting there, and I was like, that didn't feel right because I literally felt like the bones slide out of place, and yeah, it was weird. I wasn't like crying or like anything. I was just kind of in shock. I was like, what the heck just happened?
So after that injury, how did your goals change that summer when that's one of the biggest times to be working out for football, getting your workouts in, watching film? How did it kind of change knowing that you might not be able to come back at all this next season? What was that summer like for you?
Um, well, initially, summer was I was in a bad mood just because I was upset that I'd gotten hurt. But after a while, I was able to change my mindset from like a trying to build like speed and power and explosiveness because that's what I had focused on. Because um, when you have an injury like this, it really forces you to focus on the little things that you may have skipped when you were healthy. Because like you're thinking like, oh, like I'm not gonna blow my knee out or tear my ACL.
Yeah.
You're just focused like, all right, I need to get bigger, faster, stronger. Whereas now, like my mindset towards everything's different because I know I have to start from basically from the ground up. Like the whole summer, I was just kind of like I wouldn't say depressed, but I was definitely sad and angry about everything that has happened, and I don't know, kind of lit a fire in me to want to get back stronger. That way, I could make up for what I've missed.
Going into that, how do you think your role on the team has changed this season, not being able to play, but still playing a role on the team, being at every practice, being at the games? What do you think your role is right now, and kind of how do you see yourself?
Uh, my role is changed in the physical aspects, but like what I bring mentally and like spiritually, I don't think it's changed much. I mean, I still try to bring that competitive fire to the team and try to push people to like, strive to be their best, get the job done, regardless, just to be like the ultimate competitor. But physically, I mean, not being able to actually be out there with them and running around is definitely sucked, but um, it's helped me kind of like take a step back and to look at the game overall and just see how I can help out.
What's the process like for getting healthy again? I know probably a lot of people would think that it's easier when you get hurt. You don't have to probably do as much. It's probably easier on your schedule and whatnot. But what do you think about that?
It's not easier on your schedule. Oh my gosh. I'm actually probably more busy now than I would have been if I weren't hurt, just because like the rehab process, at least just because how seriously I'm taking it, just because I want to come back stronger and better than I was before. I mean, 2 hours of my day are eaten up by rehab, and that doesn't even include all the meetings and still that all the other players go through. And so those 2 hours that I'm in the training room or in the rehab room, like working to get myself better.
What continues to motivate you to stay on the football team when it adds so much more time and effort to rehab, be on the field when you can't play, the emotional toll it takes? What is the motivation for you to keep pushing and to be able to come back next season? Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, besides just like my personal motivation to want to come back out and like be the best player I can, honestly, and I mean, at times, like, football's taking its toll on me and I've wanted to quit, but the reason why I usually come back, not usually, I do come back and I always will want to come back is solely just because my teammates and, like, the bond that we share is, like, yeah, other sports have bonds too, but when you spend 13 plus weeks with the same 100 and however many cats, like, I don't know, you kind of learn who they are, and I like being around my teammates like all the time. I mean, that's why most of the time, if I'm not studying in my room or something, I'm usually trying to hang out with a teammate or do something with teammates just to keep continuing to build that bond, just because it's so special in my opinion. And like, the memory that I remember the most was coming back my sophomore year. Uh, like, I wasn't excited to actually do fall camp because fall camp's just long and exhausting, and you know that. But driving back on Sunset Drive over there, I literally remember like seeing the stadium and the lights, and a huge smile just like came across my face, like out of the blue. I was like smiling a lot, and I was like, why am I smiling? And I just like thought about it for the time being, and it was just knowing that I was gonna come back to see my brothers and get to play with them and like be with them during fall camp and go through the same stuff that they go through. It really just kind of makes it easier for me to want to come back.